Chris, the bad guy Bungard in the red with silver. Erick India Bravo da Silva in the black and gold. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them at a catch weight of 161 pounds. Two real veteran guys about to go at it here.
Yeah, they are raring to go. Da Silva straight on this takedown inside the butterfly guard here. And I mean, this is an interesting position here, especially because it's 15 seconds into the fight. These guys are going to be as dry as they're going to get tonight. Immediately looking to go to a high guard position, and that's really what you want to be doing.
That was a nice elbow from Bungard. I believe he might have cut the nose already of Da Silva there. Just a little nick, but staying busy from the bottom. Da Silva, of course, a black belt in BJJ and luta livre, so his credentials on the ground aren't going to be questioned. And yeah, there's definitely a bit of blood now coming from these elbows that Bungard's been able to use to open up his man from underneath.
I mean, pretty impressive.
And this is how you win a fight from underneath, right?
Yeah. And the entire time, he's also trying to change the angle. He's looking at the limbs. He's turning the hips. He's putting himself in positions where if his opponent makes a mistake, he'll be able to throw up a submission very quickly. And Silva has to be careful what he's doing with the arms. You know, he knows what he's doing here, but when you grab the head, to give yourself some purchase so you can strike better. But what that also does is it extends that arm and it can open you up to possible submission attempts, especially when you're by the fence here. The fence, it's one of those few scenarios where you see that wrist control. He's going to throw the legs up for a triangle possibly. He's thinking about it there. That right leg coming over the left arm of Da Silva. Da Silva now really looking to turn it on. He's got that wrist underneath the neck. Instead, he tries to go for a back take. It's blocked, and again now wrestling up is Bungard here and taking that ankle out. He's going to be careful that fence grab. Trying to get that knee up and trying to get top position there. Very, very close and wasn't quite able to finish it, but in a nice double underhook position now. Da Silva trying to slide out of the position and fighting, pummeling back through to an over-under, forcing his opponents back onto the fence and again throwing some more elbows.
I mean, this is a really evenly matched fight. You know, there's no questioning why it's the feature prelim. I'm sure if the main card tonight wasn't so stacked, it probably would have ended up on the main card. Nice body work there by Da Silva. Nice elbow from Bungard. They separate. And a bit of damage now. Oh, a nice kick from Bungard there, just knocking the base out from under Da Silva. Yeah, a slight bit of damage on the face of Da Silva. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything too troubling.
Bungard looked to be, couldn't tell whether it was just another movement, but he looked to be maybe a little bit affected by some of those shots from Da Silva there. Nice single leg defense, framing with the leg and back to striking range. And Da Silva, you can see he's keeping the pace very, very high here. We'd be surprised to see another level change here in a second.
Yeah, both guys have had somewhat of a break from the cage. It's been a couple of years for Erick da Silva. Chris Bungard did fight last year in Scotland, but had a great year in 2019, defeating the likes of Benjamin Brander, Terry Brazier. He's got big show experience, but he's been pushed to the limit here by Da Silva.
Yeah, Da Silva just kind of relentless. Bungard now trying to turn that back on his opponent. He's got to be careful with that front headlock, that guillotine position. Doesn't look super tight, but just for the control. And you know, one thing, of course, in MMA, that front headlock standing, you can throw knees, and it's actually. I'm always surprised that people don't throw knees from that guillotine position more often than standing.
And they separate in the corner of Erick da Silva, calling for the hands, and he lands a nice right there. Oh, nice elbow on the inside from Bungard, though.
Again, Bungard in this double underhook position. He's taken this a couple of times now, and he hasn't really made much of it. If I was in that double underhook, I'd be looking to get my hands connected and really start to put pressure through on my opponent. And level change from Bungard now, no setup, and it was a slow level change, very easily shrugged off by Da Silva, who has a faster level change, is able to get that takedown there, away from the fence now, back in the butterfly guard, and looking to stand to get the most power in this ground and pound. And once again, Bungard looking to strike with those elbows from underneath. Da Very easy pass over the half guard. We didn't see this earlier. Not much time to do anything with it. I'd be interested to see if we get back to this position in the next round with a bit more time to see where this could end up. Because
from Erick da Silva. And let's see if you can get a couple more of those off in this second round. Da Silva certainly coming out aggressively here, but he's taken down.
Well, almost. It looked like a slip there in the clinch position, and he's able to scramble back to his feet.
Bungard with a kick to the body there and a nice jab.
Again, a very slow level change here. I mean, does that work? Yeah, it does work if the opponent's rushing in and you change level, but there's got to be a little bit more power, a little bit more urgency in that takedown there. You can't just, you know, touch someone with double underhooks and expect them to end up with their back on the mat. Bungard kind of, it's quite interesting, he moves in a peculiar way. A lot of his movements seem quite laboured, but then he doesn't seem particularly tired in other movements. I can't quite get a read on his body movements in general.
Dirty boxing from Bungard there, and using that plum clinch is Da Silva. So you're going to try and, well, he's left the plum clinch now, but he's trying to throw elbows over the top. Bungard doing a good job of blocking that knee, takes the second one. And as the shorter man as well, Erick da Silva 5'8" to Bungard's 5'11". Yeah, the fact that he's using that plum clinch successfully is quite telling. Bungard able to circle away, gets back behind the jab. That one went to the shoulder, and again down a very slow shot. A couple of uppercuts on the inside though from Bungard.
I mean, Da Silva is certainly starting to fatigue here. His output has been incredibly high from the beginning of the fight, so it's no surprise at all. He's still pushing the pace here.
Nice knee to the body and another elbow from Bungard. He's done some great work with these short elbows. And I think pace may be the key word in this fight, Dan, especially as we move on. Nice elbows there from Bungard, but gets taken down. You know, these guys are finding a very tiring kind of fight here.
Yeah, and it's only halfway through the fight now. You know, we're halfway through round 2 of 3. You know, this is going to be a real battle of attrition if it goes the distance. You see that control with the right arm there. That's a triangle attempt. He's going to look to clear that right arm and throw the legs up, but there's the attempt. But it's quite lazy here, and he's got to be careful because he's using that triangle attempt, that loose triangle attempt to get the guard pass. He's going to try and get to his knees now. He needs to be careful about Da Silva circling around to the back. I have a feeling that he'll look to bring that left hand in front of the neck and circle to the back if he can, but Bungard doing a good job of driving his back against the fence, stopping him from doing so, and getting the first takedown of his own of the fight. Da Silva immediately turns his back for a second there. Bungard looks to try and get to the back position there, and Da Silva's able to get himself back to standing. This clinch is something we've seen a lot here, and Bungard gets a double underhook and then just allows his opponent to get back to a double underhook position.
Oh, nice knee up the middle there from Chris Bungard.
I mean, that was fast. Da Silva threw a big overhand right there, and Bungard just appeared behind him. Da Silva able to turn back into him and just vying for position here. Each man trying to get his opponents back against the fence and get to a position where they can really decide what they want to do next, whether they want to separate, whether they want to keep the fight kind of a tight, close affair, dirty boxing, knees, elbows from the clinch position. There's some elbows.
Final minute of the round and the fight here. Bungard still trying to get those short uppercuts going through. Da Silva's corner calling for him to drop down, change levels and try and get on the knees of Bungard here. It's not worked thus far. Again, they're trading shots in close, not hugely damaging, but yeah, this is a close round.
I mean, at this point of the round, I wouldn't even say there's any point attempting to get a takedown at this point, because you're not going to be able to do anything with it, and it's not going to score particularly much, because of course, scoring is all based on what you can actually do with it, opposed to the takedown itself. I think come out for round 3, and it's going to be a rematch.
Touch of gloves. And this is in war of attrition territory now, Dan.
Yeah.
Bungard getting that jab going. Trying to chase his man down, almost a tomahawk-like shot and a series of short elbows from Bungard.
Oh, he's turning
spinning back fist there, knees to the body and another elbow.
I mean, where has this come from? This is an intensity that we haven't seen so far. I think, you know, Da Silva is really, he's brought this huge intensity for the first 2 rounds as much as he could, and I think he's starting to tire a little bit, and maybe Chris Bungard is really trying to take advantage of this. The question is it a short burst of energy start for the 3rd and final round, or is he going to be able to continue, you know, multiple bursts of energy? And here's another one as he tries to tee off, he tries to find some space for some strikes here. And it's going to be some really unorthodox stuff.
Erick da Silva's corner telling him that it's all down to this round. And I believe that's good advice. I wouldn't be confident in saying that either man should be comfortable at this stage.
Yeah, it's been such a kind of back and forth and long and grueling fight. No clear winner, and you know, we always, as commentators, you're focusing on the moment. You're seeing what's happening right now. You're not thinking at the bigger picture like the judges need to be doing throughout the entire round. But yeah, I wouldn't be certain who's winning this fight either.
Da Silva trying to search out this takedown against Bungard, but the fatigue playing such a big factor at this stage, Dan.
Oh yeah.
We've already had one warning from referee Simon Small here. Corner just telling him to be wary of that spinning back fist from Bungard. Let's see if we see another one of those bursts of energy from the Scotsman. Oh, looking to the outside crescent kick there.
Silva just marching through these strikes, and the takedown, a shallow takedown attempt here, which is shrugged off quite easily by Bungard. And now Bungard trying to power through there, and just more commitment there, and Da Silva just doesn't have the energy to fight it. He's able to get back to the feet, and Bungard punishing him as he does. And you've got to say, so far in this 3rd round, it's all Chris Bungard.
And you see Da Silva just dropping the arms there. That's tiredness, that's fatigue, and
yeah,
the corner just telling him to keep that fighting stance. He's calling Bungard on now. Just over a minute left in the 3rd and final round, and he drags Bungard to the mat.
Yeah, well, it looked like Bungard actually dropped there. You know, Da Silva went for a guillotine, and he's circled around to the back. There's a minute left, and now suddenly you see his entire body just come to life with the energy, knowing that he could decisively finish this fight with 1 minute left on the clock. I mean, does he have enough energy to secure that back position and sink a choke in? And Bungard does exactly what he needs to do in the moment, which is removing one of those hooks, affecting the hip position of Da Silva, and managing to get to a top position. And now Da Silva finds himself on his back, and any chance of finishing this fight for sure slipping away. And he needs to be careful that as he stands up, he doesn't give Bungard his back, which for a second here he's done, but Bungard with no energy at all in order to take advantage against it. 30 seconds left, both of these guys absolutely exhausted. And Da Silva conjuring the energy. The slam is moving back to the ground now. I mean, pretty amazing for the 15th minute of a fight that's been this grueling and this high-paced.
Absolutely.
A triangle about to be thrown up by Bungard here.
You know, Bungard landing the elbow still as well. He's finished the fight as he started it. And what an effort from both guys. I mean, that's not the kind of fight you want to go through in a heat wave, Dan.
You're not wrong there. I mean, these guys, you can see absolutely exhausted, sitting and catching their breath arm in arm there, which is always great to see. And I think they're both thinking the same thing, which is, oh, thank God that's over. That was you know, everything left in the cage here, as they say.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your judges score this contest 29-28 Bungard, 29-28 Da Silva, and 29-28 for your winner by way of split decision in the red corner, Chris the Bad Guy Bungard.